So does YouTube give every new content creator some special boost in the algorithm just because they're brand new? Well, I set out to find if this was true. It's a belief that is widely held and is widely talked about by many, many, many creators out there, especially people in the YouTube growth genre, um, niche, whatever you want to call it. And you hear it a lot. And I certainly have heard it. I don't know how many times I've heard it. I've heard it to the point that I have FOMO. I mentioned in the first video that seeing a video from a content creator called Take My Journey, her explosive growth on her very first video showed me, holy cow, this thing exists and I have to get in on it. And I can't because my channel is 4 years old, I think, or soon to be 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old. It's an older channel. I've had it for a while. So I figured this new content creator boost was something that I had totally missed the boat on. And that was one of the reasons why my channel wasn't growing. So this idea of the new content creator boost is you can pretty much find it quite easily in many, many, many of the YouTube growth niche folks that talk about this stuff. So it comes from a statement made by a YouTube insider. I believe he is let me check my notes here. Okay, he's a YouTube, he works for YouTube, and his name is Todd Beaupre. And he made a statement many years ago about how YouTube was trying to help small and new content creators. Remember playing the old game telephone, where you tell one kid something and then as it moves through the class, by the time it gets to the last kid, the original thing is totally screwed up and it's nothing what you said it was. Well, that's kind of what I think is kind of what happened here, that over time that statement has been interpreted by many different content create experts and in the genre to now reflect that he said, and I don't believe he actually said this outright, that somehow the YouTube algorithm knows you're a new channel and you get this automatic boost because it's trying to find your niche. It's trying to find who your viewers are. I kind of think of it as like when you're sowing grass and you just have a handful of grass seeds and you just throw it all over the lawn, throw it here, throw it there, throw it all over, and then hope that all of the grass seeds come up. That's kind of how they package this, is that the algorithm is going to just broadly throw out your content to everywhere, and eventually people will start seeing it, and then the more people that start seeing it, then the click-through rate goes up and the impressions go up. And right, so that's it in a nutshell, how they kind of couch this, that it's something every new creator gets, every new channel gets, because you don't have that information. You don't, the algorithm doesn't know, you don't have an established pattern that, if you're a fashion channel, that it knows to just send this out to people who are interested in fashion. If you're a cooking channel, this is only people who are interested in cooking. So it doesn't know how a concrete thing. So it just kind of just broadcast in the sense of throws it all out there, throws it on the wall and sees what's going to stick. So that's kind of their thought about this new content creator boost. So seeing the success of Take My Journey in her first video, that kind of seems like what happened, right? The algorithm just threw this video out there. It hit on all kinds of different people and people were curious, so they clicked on it and boom, it exploded. She got the new content creator boost, and that's the answer to why she did so well, obviously, right? Anybody who knows anything about that new content creator boost would say, sure, that's it. So hold on for a second. What I decided to do was, once I had created the channel, then I decided that I was going to replicate her video as best as I could. So what I ended up doing was I took this concept into Chat GPT because I figured it could help me out. And I asked it what were the most important things it would need, that we would need to recreate this video. And obviously it would be an identical thumbnail, an identical-ish title, anything like in her description, if she used keywords, whatever she had, whatever her tags were. And I do have vidIQ installed, so I was able to see what tags she used. And I also was able to see her analytics in there, and I will probably put those on the screen when I talk about analytics. So so I tried to replicate it as best I could in my form. So I was going to talk, so my niche was going to be women in midlife. So I had the niche, it was women in their midlife. I had the video concept, which was going to be kind of like my introductory video. I'm starting this video, or I'm starting this channel for women in midlife. And I followed her video as closely as I could. So what happened? Okay, so when I uploaded the video, it got, in the first 24 hours, 9 impressions, no views. So through vidIQ's Chrome extension, I looked at what her views were. Now I can't see what her impressions are because I don't have access to that. But when I looked at her views, she had 18 views. I had no views the first 24 hours. And then if you take the vidIQ and you look at the first 7 days, you see that her views slowly, she had like 18, and then she had like 50 or something, and then 90, and then 100, it just skyrocketed. Mine languished with no views for the first 2 days, had absolutely no views. And then the weird thing started happening. I started getting weird comments from men about the video. I changed the title to one that a creator that I follow talks about. He gives out these 10 fired video titles. I used one of those to change it to something about crazy cat ladies, and I ended up getting a whole bunch of views, but they were all from men, and I was getting these really snarky comments on it. And it, by changing the title from what the Take My Journey video was to this supposedly video, more viral type video, I did get a whole bunch of views all of a sudden, but they were from the wrong people. And then one guy commented on the channel saying that I reminded him of his sister-in-law, and but he watched a lot of videos about anti-establishments. So I thought, oh crap, because I have the word rebellion in this video, or in this channel title, it's going to be sending it out to people who are rebelling against the government or whatever it is that they're rebelling against. So then I decided, well, maybe I should, since it's so early in the experiment, it was only like 3 days, I think, at that point. I decided that I was going to create another channel just called Joyful Midlife, and I was going to do the exact same video. I just cut out the part that I talked about the channel's name, and I uploaded. And guess what? The first day, it got less impressions. I think it had like 6, and then had no views. Had no views whatsoever. It had ended up having no views for the entire week that I ran the video experiment, and I by accident went and viewed it myself a couple of times, so it got like 3 eventually. But it was strange that the impressions were exactly the same. It had sent it out 9 times, it got no views. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I ended up doing the video, a similar, very, very similar video to what I had wanted to do on those 2 channels, on this channel, this main channel. And that was the one about being over 50, being unmarried, and having no children at 51, not expecting that to be my life. That video ended up getting 1,800 impressions within a couple of hours because of something that happened with a group of men who saw it and put it on a message board, and they were sending traffic that way. So it artificially boosted it very quickly. So I think that's why it got pushed down into the algorithm versus the other two. So as I ran this experiment, I thought, this is pretty clear. There's no given new content creator boost because I did it on two different channels. Now you could say on the first channel maybe it was just wrong, maybe that whole word rebellion or something messed it up, but the second one didn't, and it got less views because I didn't go back in and change the title. I wanted to keep that one to be exactly like the Take My Journey video, and it still has only gotten the 3 views that were me. It's not been sent out any more impressions. It's been like a month now, and it was DOA, and it is now dead in the water. So where's the new content creator boost? Now, does that mean it doesn't exist? I don't know. I can't say for sure because, see, I don't know what happened to Take My Journey for her to get those initial views, because another odd thing that happened was my friend Michael, he decided to start, he's an independent filmmaker, and he decided to upload his videos to his movies to YouTube for his studio, his production company. And because he has a lot of actors and talent that want to work with him and say, well, can I see your sample of your work? So he put 2 of his movies up on the channel, on a channel. He got 12 impressions on his first video. So he did not get a new content creator boost either. But the odd thing with him is that he ended up taking that video and putting it taking the link to the specific video and sharing it in independent filmmaker groups, a horror movie filmmaker group, and a goth group, because it was a vampire movie. And when he did that, especially with the goth group, it skyrocketed it into um, it just exploded. And he has over 50,000 views on this video now because of that. He shared it very early on. And I think that's something that is not talked about. I know it's something that's not talked about very much. About, they do tell you not to give it to your friends and your family. I've heard not to put it out on groups, because if it's not the right type of person, it'll mess with the algorithm. But in his case, with independent filmmakers, low budget filmmakers, and goth people, it hit on 3 different groups, and his video, it it just went it just blew up. Now, I don't know what happened with Take My Journey, because I don't know if she shared it to family members and maybe somebody put it on Facebook. I don't know. That's the unknown part of this experiment, which drives me crazy, because I don't know why her video got so much traction within a short amount of time. And all 3 of the channels the 2 I had, my friend Michael's channel, early on did not get that same traction. So it could possibly be something like a perfect storm. When a new channel uploads something, and then all of a sudden it takes off, because it could be possible that her group, she hit on a group of people, people who are nearing retirement and are thinking about starting a YouTube channel. It could have been the time of day, which we can't control that. We don't know that, especially new content creators. At least in established content creators, when you go into the back end of YouTube, you can see when your audience is typically online. But when you're brand new, you have no audience. So that there's nothing there. There is no data there. So you don't know when is the right time to post. So the lesson I learned mostly in this section was, for the most part, I would say that myth is busted, that there is at least no guaranteed new content creator boost. You may get it or you may not. Now, I had 3 different channels that supposedly should have gotten something. 1 out of 3? No. You know, the two I got, the two I did, the first one got a little bit of a boost when I changed the title. The second one got no boost whatsoever, and it still has only 3 views and the a minuscule amount of impressions. And then my friend Michael's video took off because he promoted it outside of YouTube. So my takeaway for this part of my experiment was there's no guarantee of a new content creator boost in any form that I could see. You may get lucky, like Take My Journey did, and hit it out of the park on your first time at bat. But I think the majority of people are probably going to experience the same situation that the 2 channels that I tried to start received. Very little early impressions, and finding that footing and finding that audience is going to take a little bit of time. Now both of those videos are over a month old and they still haven't found anything, but I also haven't updated the channel. Had I continually updated the channel, perhaps the new content creator boost would have happened. Maybe it wouldn't. So I would say do not rely on this as your beginning strategy that, oh, I'm just going to post and somehow I'm going to get this content creator boost and everything's going to be great. Don't rely on that, because that's going to be the quickest way to get defeated and feel like a failure. And believe me, you don't want to be there, because even when you're doing somewhat good with a channel, you can still get into that low point when your videos aren't hitting, or you're not getting views, or you're not getting subscribers, or you're losing subscribers. So don't rely on this perceived new content creator boost to get you out there and get you seen. I think the most important thing, especially if you're very, very new, is to focus on writing good titles that include keywords that you're wanting people to find you. So get into the search so you can be found. That is the most important thing here. I also would be curious if anyone has experienced any kind of new content creator boost. Did you get an immediate flood of videos or views on your videos when you posted a new video very early on in your channel? My channel did not get that. When it was a weight loss channel, we did not get that. And any of the incarnations that I've done as restarting it, it also did not get any huge flood of people to come in. So let me know your thoughts on the new creator content boost. Did you think it was hooey? Did you think it was real? Have you experienced it or not experienced it? So let me know. I would love to hear from you, and I hope that you stay tuned for the next video when we talk about easy mode.